Welcome to Florida Man on Florida Man with Josh Mills and Wayne McCarty, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends and lore and crazy stories that always seem to take place in Florida. Welcome, world. We're here with our good friend Ben, who owns Black Coral Rum. Ben, how are you, man?
I tell people I'm okay.
Yeah, but how are you really doing?
Nobody,
Yeah.
you don't.
Let's get deep.
This is like an hour, right?
Yeah.
You got
What are you
nu-
crazy?
You got nuts in
Opening
front
with
of you.
that? Are you serious?
We've got 15
Did
hours.
you hear any of our conversation earlier?
I heard some of it. It was a bit worrisome.
Replay that.
Yeah.
No.
That's why we scheduled this. Dude, you came a long way up here.
Sat in traffic.
Sat
for a
in
while.
traffic for a bit.
That was fun.
And to
Down-
those people who say you're not worth sitting in traffic for,
You guys are worth sitting in traffic.
Thank you so much,
you.
You
Ben.
needed that.
Let me ask you. You drove in on a road called Yeehaw Junction,
Yeah. So 60. Highway
Yeah.
60.
yeah,
and to our listeners who aren't from Florida, that's a real road.
real town.
Yeah. That's yeah.
It's a real. I mean, people write in all the time. They're like, "There's no way everything you guys say is true," and it's like Yeehaw Junction is the name of a road in Florida.
Yeah.
Don't ask us why.
It sounds like a kid show from the '80s
Yes.
on public TV.
I would have watched that.
I would have too.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, after Bill Nye, maybe. After
Bill
Wishbone.
Nye was awesome. Bill Nye was actually
I
an
saw.
Cool back
important
then.
part of like why I got into what I was doing.
Oh, the science.
He's the
We-
science
we
guy.
can
I
get
mean,
there.
what is distilling? You're
That is
Science.
liquid
That's
science.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
I saw a video one time where Bill Nye made his power box at his house go backwards. Like he was basically like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was feeding the.
Yeah.
You put a
grid.
magnet
and then
on
I
it.
tried it, electrocuted my twin brother.
Yeah, passed away.
Who's no longer. With
Now
us
I just stand here before you.
Stronger.
Yes, because I absorbed some of him into my.
naturally.
Yeah.
Yes. So on this episode, we're going to have Ben tell some Florida Man stories, and then we're going to make some cocktails with Black Coral Rum, and then interview Ben towards the end. Thanks for hanging out. Here come the... Okay,
Both.
let's try it. Here we go. 3, 2. Now, Ben's team submitted some Florida Man stories that Ben is or was involved in. And so I'm going to lead and kind of, as Ben said, shoot from the hip here. This first one says...
Can I just say, what a flex to just say my team submitted some stuff. I haven't even looked at it. Oh,
I don't have an email.
my gosh.
I don't.
Wow. The
listen,
American dream.
I'm done with all this, dude. I'm ready to move into the woods.
This is
and-
aspirational. What
No,
I want.
seriously.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't have to. I don't. It's great.
This is what I'm
It's
talking
part of
about.
the best thing of having like a good, solid team. You don't.
Yeah, I need a good solid
You don't
team
things that you're not good at. You don't do.
That's the story of
Paying
our life,
bills.
man.
Right.
on
We're not gonna
time.
get into that, right?
Yeah, let's go.
Well, let's see if your team is trustworthy, man. The first one they sent in says molasses pickup.
Oh my God.
There it is. I knew he'd recognize
Yeah.
it.
So I had a dually, a GMC dually that I converted to run on vegetable oil.
Okay.
I built, seriously, I designed and built a kit.
That's so cool.
You don't
before
strike
the
me as a
EPA.
green guy. A guy who goes.
Yeah, green.
Oh, money wise.
yeah.
Like the gas is expensive.
Fuel is expensive.
Fuel's
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
So there was a restaurant called La Bamba that I used to get all my vegetable oil from.
Yeah.
So I built the kit. I made like
Yeah.
took a Raycor 390 RC heated
Now you're
filter
talking
and
our
then
language.
some pumps like a Groter Holly Groter fuel pump,
Yeah.
and then a bypass system and some switches and another tank, and
I can
ran the
picture
truck on vegetable oil, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I picked up my neighbor's trailer. It was a huge fifth wheel trailer. It was, I don't know, 40 foot long, and it had brakes at the time.
Oh. Well, yeah, you need them
And,
full time.
you need them
You
all
don't
of
need
the
part-time
time.
Yeah.
breaks.
And we put 6 totes of, they were empty totes, right? And I was like,
Yeah,
oh man, this
at the
thing
time.
tows beautiful.
Right, right.
Beautiful trailer. It's brand new-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever has a new trailer, all trailers are new-ish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They got some dings.
And yeah, I mean, especially when you jackknife that the side of
Yeah.
the truck, you know, you could always tell somebody who's new at driving one of those trailers because the back window of the like side of the truck has got a huge dent in the
Yeah.
side of it. You're like, oh, you went too sharp. Like,
Yeah.
You're this first day, you know? So we drove it out to W.C. Owens in Clewiston, and we loaded it up full of molasses. And as we pull in, they're looking at us and they're like,
Molasses is pretty heavy, right?
super heavy.
By the gallon. If
Yeah.
milk weighs 8.33 or water weighs 8.33.
It's like twice that. I didn't
At least.
have a calculator. I should
Yeah.
have probably.
And what's a tote? 300.
275
200.
gallons.
Okay, well, so you've overloaded it with one tote, and now you've got.
We probably should have had 2 on
Yeah.
the whole trailer.
Now,
So we had 6 on it.
Oh, okay.
if a trailer with 7 totes of molasses leaves Key West,
Yeah.
going 80
Clueless
miles an
didn't.
hour,
Yeah.
Okay,
Doesn't
no,
stop anywhere.
and the liquid math is throwing me off a bit because
course.
the totes I can get behind. I can imagine that.
Yeah.
You knowing the 8.33 for the water.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Well, lab guy over here at a
guy,
distillery.
Yeah. Oh, true. Okay, I forgot about that. So then you overload it.
Well,
Now we know that.
it's
Okay,
now we
overloaded
knew
even
that.
the word.
Yeah, no, it's not the word.
It's not the word.
So we pull up and we start loading these things. They start pumping it in, and as we pull into the station, right now they're used to loading semis,
Right. Sure.
like 4,600 gallon Walpole trucks. It's a semi big thing, and we pull up on this flatbed, and they're looking at us, and they're like, "Dear God, son,
Wow.
what are you boys
They
doing?"
called all
We're
the
like,
employees and they go, get off the road.
Yeah,
This guy's about to leave.
yeah, and so we fill it up and we start to leave, right? My
Yeah.
dad's with me, and this is our first trip
Yeah.
of before we ever did the first fermentation. So it's the first time getting molasses. We're like, we're going big, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
6 totes of molasses,
Yeah.
Okay,
For this
yeah.
is 10 fermentations. We need as much as we can get, right? We're gonna put 8 totes on there. And so we start to leave, and the trucks just bogged down. I was like, "Oh my God, we're gonna blow this transmission before we even get out of the
this is
park."
a
We got
dually.
and it's to a certain point, everyone's looking at you.
Of
Right,
course.
right.
Yeah.
You're gonna go for it. I don't care if we were to throw a rod.
Doesn't matter.
I'm pulling that truck out of the parking lot.
Right.
I don't care what it took.
Of
I'll
course.
blow that thing up. I'll
Yeah.
be like, at least they didn't see it happen. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
We got out of the parking lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we get 2 miles down the road, and the brakes just blow out on
Well, I'm
this
sure they
trailer.
turned red hot first.
No, it was literally the first
You
time we
just
hit the brakes,
and
they
go.
just went. And I was like,
Okay.
oh my God.
What's
And
the
literally,
first thought that goes through your mind?
oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dio mio, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to die. Literally, we're going to die. And we're coming up at, I don't know, 55, 60. It took me 10 miles to get to 60 miles an hour.
Right.
Right. And I'm going, and we're going, and I'm
Okay.
hitting the brakes. And
Yeah.
it's
Is
the
it going to the
GMCs have
floor?
no, I mean, the brakes on the truck work, but the brakes on the trailer,
Yeah.
no more.
Non-existent.
Yeah.
They're not there. Right.
Yeah.
And so, there's on the GMCs, there's a, you could hit up or down on whether or not how much power you want to go to the brakes. And I'm hitting it's up and up,
Yeah,
up. It went
maximum
from
power.
5. 5 is usually where you tow stuff. And
Right.
It's up. It's 10, and I heard a tsh. I was like, oh my God.
That's not good to
And
hear a
so
noise. in the
we're coming
middle.
up to the back of a dump truck at 60 miles an hour,
Yeah.
just not slowing down. And I'm like, oh my God.
Ideally, it's full of pancakes, right?
Yes.
I mean, you hit
was-
something, pancakes
I don't
explode.
know, but-
Molasses.
You're
comes
welcome.
up. Yeah, and now it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would have been great. It was not that. But I mean, the trailer and the totes would have just slid off the trailer
Yep.
and smashed us and crushed. I mean, they were ratchet
yeah.
strapped
Of course,
down.
right.
Well,
But,
that's
with
not
come
good.
alongs, but that's not going to do anything. Are you
65
kidding
miles
me?
an hour, right.
Like in that, the EPA, my God, you spill all that molasses on the highway, you
you're
have some
done.
serious fines, and it's a
Yeah.
problem, right?
The ecological damage you've done.
Well, realistically, the molasses out there in the plants, they just dump it in the ground, by the way. They don't. It's molasses, it's sugar water.
Now we
it's-
know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not a whole, they use it for fertilizer.
Well, as this is happening, I'm sure it's
Yeah.
you don't have a lot of reaction time, but did you say or do anything to where your dad would know what was happening? Was he unaware?
He knew, but I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah, because
you got to know who my dad was. He was leader of the SWAT team in Palm Beach County for 36 years.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you couldn't phase him.
Yeah, he's bored by this.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
like,
If we go, we go.
he's smoking a cigarette. He's got the window down, and I'm like, the brakes gave out. He's like, that
Yeah.
sucks. And that was all I got out
Time
of him.
to
And
meet
I'm
my maker.
losing my mind. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God. So we're off the side of the road, blew through the red light, and literally we ran every single red light all the way
But you
back
didn't
to
have a
Riviera
choice.
Beach. No, we didn't have a choice. I mean, my God, it took me 10 miles to get moving again.
Right,
and
right, right.
stopping was another 3 miles. The front brakes, oh my God. By the time we got home, the front brakes on the truck,
Yeah.
the rotors were warped.
Oh,
Because
wow.
they got so, if you overheat a rotor on a truck, right,
Right.
and then you get it wet, it warps.
Of course.
It's just the nature of the
Sure.
beast. And it's,
You're talking to two big rotor boys. We know all that you're talking
We
about.
almost called the show Rotor Boys, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
We know what
a,
you're
that's
talking
not
about.
a bad name.
Yeah, it's a full spinoff. Yeah.
Literally. Oh, I see what you did there. That's good. A little spinoff. Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
that was terrifying.
Yeah.
But we made it back. And literally, I was like this
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
the whole
of course.
way,
Because
just
you were
Yeah.
almost crushed
everything in our
by
path.
molasses. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was
So now you're
slightly
probably
scary.
a big, strong Christian, right? God believer.
Definitely, he was up there
'Cause of the
making
prayer
sure the
that
front
it took
brakes
to get through.
lasted.
I'll say this, bro. I drove a U-Haul with like a couch in it, and I thought I was gonna die. I can't imagine like this.
Honestly, that's the most masculine thing Wayne's
Yeah,
done.
our photographer.
One couch in a huge U-Haul. There's a
24
couch in it.
foot.
It's just scooting around in the back because I didn't strap it down. It's just
That's actually fun. We've done that before. I mean, I won't lie. We got the idea from Jackass. I mean,
Yeah, right,
but
right.
We've
That's
done
where
that.
good ideas
We-
come from.
Well,
Yeah.
They usually end there.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
death.
I think every guy our age though grew up wanting to be Johnny Knoxville to an extent, and
Yeah.
then at some point in time in their life said,
This is bad.
well, yes, but before that said, hey, my name is so and so, and this is
Yeah.
The dumbest thing
something
I've ever
crazy,
done.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was like a rite of passage for
Yeah.
guys our
Yeah.
age. Like it was.
Yeah. The butt chug is where I draw the line.
I do know. I was just about to say. I didn't know how far you guys like to go and stuff.
We always say butt chug at
when
least
when
once.
they started doing
per
the
episode.
poop stuff, I
Poop
I
stuff.
lost all interest
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not.
Well, how far can you before murder? Like, how far can you go? Like before you have to keep like up in the ante, right?
Yeah.
besides murder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
MTV is like you can't kill anybody.
Well, because butt
But you
stuff
can
murder.
go right
yeah.
there.
So you thought about
Right.
poop? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Ben, this one said that one's great. This one says, and I just love the prompts that your team sent in. This one just says Avon Park bombing.
As a big fan of
I've-
Avon Park, I'm concerned about what.
You do know Avon Park?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
One of my, Jack was from Sebring.
Your third stepdad?
Yeah, one of the stepdads was
Really?
Sebring Wachula. Yeah.
the Marlboro guy with the
Yeah.
with the flaky bass
The bail
boat.
bondsman.
We go way
Yeah,
back.
with
Yeah.
the sparkly bass boat.
Yeah. He was very
Why does that
masculine.
sound so bad? Sparkly bass boat. It sounds like code
Everybody
for,
had him back
Yeah,
then.
true. Yeah, true.
I just picture Kenny Powers.
It's pretty close.
I-
He had
when
a
I
big,
think
Big
beard.
mullet
He got
energy.
the mullet,
Yeah, yeah.
like riding up on the jet ski.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very close.
So the bombing range.
Oh, there's a range.
Yeah, there's a bombing range. Avon Park, that it was a bombing. So, all right. So I have a certified arborist license.
Okay.
And so I used to work for an environmental restoration project company, right?
I'm a
So
big tree law guy, so I like arborists.
I know a lot about bird law. You wanna
Oh,
talk
bird
about-
law.
Yeah, Charlie Day and I, we go way back with bird law.
Incredible.
Here we go.
It's like normal law, if I could say for the record, just cop law.
Cop
That's what I
law.
enjoy. Yeah, that's
The generic,
yeah, just
the generic version.
It
of,
covers most things.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's boilerplate.
Yeah,
stuff.
you get it.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. We're talking now. We're talking. So we had a bombing range, right? And this might cover two of those because I'm not sure what he has on there. But
This is so exciting.
Your
This
team.
is
Yep.
okay. Our job was essentially to go into places that people had not been in a very, very, very long time.
Of course.
That are protected areas that are environmentally sensitive. And our
Okay.
job was to go in and spray Garlon, which is a chemical that kills trees.
Oh,
And
okay.
you would kill, there's 30 different types of trees
Oh,
and
that's
plants that you
sad.
would go in to kill. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like you kill Melaleucas.
Well,
I'm
these
not
these
sure what
trees
that-
were
Australian
I'm
pines.
not
They're
sure what
invasive.
that-
They're not
oh,
just
okay.
we're not just out
Yeah.
there killing
Just for fun.
Florida
the equivalent of like
Oaks.
a gang, like an M13 tree, a gang member tree.
a gang member
Yeah,
tree.
I'm a big Weeping Willow fan. Did you kill any of those?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, that's not the job. That's not the
Sorry.
job.
You
We-
said
we
30
fight-
trees. I can name 5.
400-year-old oaks.
We're here to kill everything.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
beautiful. We're gonna drill holes in it
Yeah.
and kill it.
But you like Weeping Willows?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I need to hear.
There's the most beautiful one if you're ever in Phillips, Wisconsin,
Wow.
on Long Lake, and it's literally the most elfish, picturesque
Yeah.
looking thing I've
Can I
ever
just say
seen
the
in
fact
my
that,
life.
that
you might want to go. It's
I
if
do
you're a
wanna
weep,
go.
let me,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now. If you're a Weeping Willow fan,
I
that's the
am a
one.
Weeping Willow fan.
You need to go there and check it out.
All right.
Josh is gonna selfie it and then tag.
Yeah.
There's a landing strip right next to the place.
I'm a
You
big
could just-
fan of landing
You could
strips.
fly in. Dear God, you could fly in, get on a boat, and go see the weep. Okay,
I
moving
weep
on.
when I see
All
one.
right, bombing rain.
Anyway.
Yeah, Avon bombing rain.
All right, so
Shrek.
I was working for a company that was based out of Loxahatchee.
Okay.
And that was the job. Our
Okay.
job was to go into these places that are environmentally sensitive, that they're trying to kill all the exotic plants and trees.
Yeah.
And you literally have a
Foreign.
2.5.
plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's illegals.
You can't call them exotic. When I was dating, you don't say exotic.
Oh.
They
was a
take offense
dancer.
to that.
She's
Yeah.
a
I'm like, you're Peruvian.
She
It's
was-
exotic.
she-
It's just like, don't call me a plant term. Yeah. So you live, you learn.
oh my God.
Sorry.
So yeah, no, you do. Well, I live, but I have never learned from anything, and I'm fine with it. I think acceptance is like the biggest part because now I know.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I'm not getting any better at what
Sure,
I'm doing.
yeah.
I just care a little less, and
Yeah.
it hurts less inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And then one day.
Well,
And
you
it's
ate
just
Subway.
That's where
so-
happiness comes from, is the acceptance of sorrow.
Yes.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And you're like, if
Gandhi.
you're accepting with this, Gandhi,
I'll tat-
wow, that's huge of you. Thank you.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
I've never heard of him.
Okay, yeah.
He's a
He
buddy of
was
ours.
He's a
the
friend of
old-
yours?
He was this old frontiersman.
He's a shaman of some sort
Yeah.
or something. It
Yeah,
sounds like
soothsayer.
he sounds cool.
He went to our school.
I bet he wears cool sandals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got a
Burks.
cool robe. Sounds like a robe guy to me.
Yeah.
100%.
I wish I had that level of confidence that I could like walk around in a robe,
No,
just in sandals.
Last episode, we actually
Just
all
a
three wore
robe.
robes.
we
Really?
were robed out. Yeah, they were
Just a robe.
cinched.
It wasn't a toga thing, or
No, well, we had clothes underneath, unfortunately, but
that's stupid.
we
That's
did
not what I'm
That's
talking
not a robe.
That's not what I'm talking about. I just mean just the robe.
robe
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
Oh, Van Wilder.
Yeah, I mean, if you move to India, that's pretty much.
Yeah, everybody's
wear,
robed
you're-
out. Yeah.
Which it
never
looks.
heard-
It's so freeing. Could you imagine? Just
Oh, the wind.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd
Oh, yeah.
take a
I bet
wind.
that feel really good.
like
right now.
Marilyn Monroe over the.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold it down though.
Yeah.
I just
You'd be
let-
standing on the cliff watching people walk by, like, hello.
Yeah,
Hey, how's it
free.
going? What's
Enjoy
up?
the
How was your
view.
day? Yeah, everything's cool.
yeah. My landing strip.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
go. What were you saying?
Trim it a little. Right
Yeah.
there, just on the sides.
Yeah.
So
Bombing rain.
I spoke just enough Spanish to actually manage a crew of 6 guys.
Okay.
And that was part of the job, was
Yeah.
to be able to go into these areas. And because you're not finding like some 18-year-old kid in high school or, you
Yeah.
know, to go do that work.
Right. Sure.
No,
You're
no.
usually
hard.
a grown,
Hard labor.
Yeah.
grown-ass
Yeah.
man who's
Yeah.
going to do that work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Right.
He's got
right.
bills
There's
to pay.
mosquitoes. I mean, like
Yeah.
Cape Hayes, my God, is one place. There's 5 trillion mosquitoes. There's stuff that bites you. Like you get
Right.
lost, you hurt yourself, you cut yourself. Like these are dudes doing this
Yeah,
job.
for
And I'm
sure.
18 years old. And I was with a friend of mine. I'm not going to throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
But
Just
he
say
was
what his name rhymes with.
Jarson. So
Oh, I know a person.
that's it. Oh my God. How did you know that was
I'm
him?
so sorry,
That's
doctor.
such a small world. Talked to him on the way over here too. I promised him I wouldn't
Yeah,
Out
Dawson.
him. Yeah.
oust him.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't care
He's
either.
fine.
Oh, and that's his character, though.
Yeah.
old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a cool guy.
Old. So
Yeah.
anyway, so he was driving. There were beers involved.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're working in the middle of the woods.
Sure. Of course.
Okay.
You know, it is
Yeah.
what it is. And we would camp out there for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Literally camp
Wow.
out there for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just in the middle of nowhere.
Killing trees.
Just chopping stuff up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's 5 guys in the back seat of the truck, and there's 3 of us in the front, and I'm in the middle seat.
Yeah.
And then my buddy Joey, who I got a job to work with us too, is in the passenger.
Okay.
And Mr.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Glarsons is
He
driving.
changed his name later.
Yeah, well, that was his stage name. And so he's driving, and there was a hill in Avon Park that literally went up like this, and it went down like this.
Okay.
It was 45 degrees, and it
Wow.
was the steepest bridge
Yeah.
that you've ever seen in your life. Like
Yeah.
you have to slow down to like 12 miles an hour.
Oh,
Boom,
wow.
boom, boom, to go up over this thing. I
One
don't know
of
if
the
it's
rare
there. This was
elevation changes in
20
Florida.
years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was severe.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know where it came from. But it goes, I said, what? And just
absolutely.
right then I went, oh my
He's gonna jump
God.
it.
and all the guys in the back seat.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, the bed of this truck is full of like sprayers and machetes and chainsaws
Yeah.
and
Dangerous stuff.
shovels and like
Yeah.
stuff that nightmares are made out of. Like
Yeah.
if the back of this, if you were in the bed of this truck, you'd be dead. There's no way you'd
Yeah.
survive
Sure,
any of this.
sure.
Yeah.
Right. Just everything's sharp and pokey and chemical and
Right.
everything's
Yeah.
everything's kill you.
Yeah.
And so he does the Dukes of Hazzard theme song, and I'm like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And
And then
I'll be honest, we all had a drink in
you
our
got to
hand.
be sauced up to kill trees with no like remorse, though.
They're bad trees.
Yeah, I get it.
They're
but
gang
I
member
just-
trees.
Bad
Yeah,
trees.
me,
They're
me
MS.
personally, I was excusing the alcoholism. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
Well, it's only that if you go to meetings. It's,
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
sorry. I
You're
was
just a
excusing
drunk
the-
otherwise. That's
the
a
hobby.
huge difference, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, God, I don't pay for meetings. That's stupid.
You gotta
Do those
pay for
people
those?
pay for me? I don't
Oh
know.
God, I hope not.
I think that the higher quality ones, well, this is just called rehab, though.
Yeah.
Well, you get
That's
shipped to
not
California.
we're like court appointed.
Or like a
No, they
boy
ship you to
ranch.
Pompano Beach, dude. Are
Yeah,
you
I'll
kidding?
take that. That's just a vacation.
Have you ever been to Pompano?
I'm showing my
You
true
don't wanna
colors
go.
here.
It's
I
not.
haven't.
It's no. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to Jupiter. They got them in Jupiter.
You know me.
Yeah, because they usually go to rehab and then you see them walking around the street like 6 months later. Anyway, so we're coming up to this thing, and all the guys in the back seat are screaming, "No, alto, alto, alto,
Yeah.
alto, alto, despacio, bro!" They're telling them stop, slow
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
And they're
it.
screaming, and they all have open
Tranquilo.
drinks as well. I'll say, right? And so we're going up towards this thing, and they literally hit it. Mr.
Yeah.
Hits this. I
Rustin.
keep forgetting. This thing hits this thing at literally 65 miles an
Oh
hour.
my gosh.
And I hand to God
Yeah.
that, dude, we hit this thing. The whole truck bottoms out. Just right. We jump in the air
Somehow a
in the middle, just up and just whoa.
angel's
And it was
wings.
just all silent. And he's in the driver's seat holding the OS. Can you say this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's holding the O shit handle.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And he's got his beer in the other one.
Oh, well.
And he's not even holding the wheel. I guess at that point it doesn't matter. We're in the air.
I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
it still matters.
Dude, everything in the entire truck. I mean, like this guy was here in the back
Yeah.
seat.
He's up.
Everybody was up, and their whole bodies are
my
just
gosh.
legs and everything, and just up, and everything in the back of the truck
Yeah.
flew out. And everybody, we spilled all of our beer all over ourselves, and we're just absolutely covered in beer
And chemicals.
And chemicals. I'm not even kidding. And you don't want it's blue. It's
Yeah, right.
you put a tint in it so you know if you sprayed a tree. It's
Yeah.
blue. So we're just blue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just covered in beer. And all the machetes and all the chainsaws and all the stuff and everything is just littered in the whole road. And he, we land and we hear like a crack. And I'm like, oh my God. And we get out and we are throwing everything in the back of the truck. And we're driving away and we're hearing like,
Well, that's not a good sound.
One of the
I'm like,
workers.
what is one of the it's stuck
Yeah.
under the truck? No, thank God that's not what it was. So we get to at the gas station, and I get out and I look at the truck, and I go, man, them tires have some camber on them things.
Oh
You
yeah,
know
were
what
we
I mean?
cambered before?
And they were like this.
Yeah.
Like
Were
you see
were we
those stupid
stanced?
cars.
Yeah.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
stupid cars with the guys, and you're replacing tires every two.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
tires were literally like this. And I was like,
wow.
oh my God. I'm like, dude, we're not gonna make it back.
Right.
There's no godly way we're
It costs
making
money
it
to
back.
get stanced, so you just did it for free.
Yeah, for free. Yeah.
So the
at the cost of our
fired.
no. Okay, here's so
Yeah.
we carried jacks because we were always working on equipment and
Yeah,
stuff too,
yeah,
because
yeah.
we had bobcats and stuff like that we had to fix quite often.
Just boys and jacks.
And so we drove it back into the woods and we pulled it in between two giant pine trees. And then I took two hydraulic bottle. You know what a bottle jack is?
No.
So it's the round one like this, and it's got the one post that comes up.
Hydraulic.
It's not the one that like does this.
Right,
the
right,
cheap
right.
ones
Scissor
in your
jack.
junk car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your
It's
junk
like
car.
10. I got a junk car, dude. I love driving that thing. I'm the guy who's like, I'm crouching into your lane driving your Ferrari.
Yeah.
While you stay in your lane, you're gonna learn today, bro.
Yeah.
I got a $500 Toyota with 400,000 miles on it. I give
Yeah.
not at all, right?
Yeah.
This is weird editing myself.
No, you're good,
you
dude.
don't have
No,
to.
you
He's
did
a
a
great
pro.
job. Yeah.
He's a
There's
pro.
like
No, you're good, dude.
Oh yeah, they've heard curse words. Shit. See,
you could say anything you want. You just got to cover up
Yeah,
your
there you go.
earmuffs. You could say anything. And so we took 2 bottle jacks and the side of each tree, and because we had broke the case, we had broke the rear end of the truck,
Right.
And so literally the axle was like this,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, and you could see like new metal poking out of the
you don't
bottom,
wanna
and I was
see
like,
new
dude,
metal.
we're not making it home,
Right.
And like Avon Park is like hours and hours and hours from Loxahatchee. Like
Right.
this is a problem, right?
Yeah.
And what are we gonna do? Call the boss? Hey, we got sauced up and jumped the truck off of.
well, you don't say that.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
it just gave. Yeah, right. The guys in the back seat would give you up in a second, dude. They're not trying to get deported.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
of
me
course.
neither, bro. I'm trying not. Don't deport me either.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I mean,
Depends on where
So
you
we
deport me.
took the jacks and we jacked up both sides and we actually pressed the axle back into the housing like
Wow.
somehow.
Yeah.
And pressed it back into where at least the tires weren't like that. It kind of got
and then returned
fairly
the
straight.
truck.
yeah.
And then I drove the truck back to the job site
Oh my
in
gosh.
Loxahatchee
Yeah.
that night at like 40 miles an hour, whining "Wah," the whole time. And then I parked the truck, and then I left the keys in it, and I got in the one next to it, and I drove it back to Avon Park. I got,
Oh my
I got
gosh.
back at like 5:30 in the morning,
Wow.
so nobody
old
knew
swap.
the old swapperoo.
Yeah.
So
Swap.
whoever showed up the next day to go get like a work truck, because there was like 15 work trucks.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And then whoever showed up to get like the next work truck to like get an
Yeah.
airboat or a swamp buggy or whatever.
Smells like
whatever
beer
it
in
was,
here.
they were-
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
Why is everything blue? It
Yeah,
smells
it's
like-
blue.
Smells like beer and blue.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And we got away with that one.
I thought. Hey, fellas.
Hello, Josh.
So we're here with Ben, head distiller,
Hi.
Black Coral Rum, and Steel
Tie Spirits.
Tie Spirits.
Yes.
I didn't want to dox you completely,
Thank you.
like our friend Rustin
Oh, Gustin.
Harson.
Yeah.
Harston.
Cars.
But I thought, there's only one way I can really flex my muscles on this podcast, and it's by showing you how good of a drink I can make. And so I've prepared a challenge for you two boys
Yes, thank you.
That's exciting.
to make a drink next to me. And then
I'm
we have
nervous.
some professional judges
Yes.
If you're nervous, I should be nervous.
to taste
Well-
our beverages. Yeah.
we do have pro judges here to taste the beverages. I'm nervous because Josh is such a good drink maker that I feel like it's already skewed in his favor.
I'm a good drinker though, so I think this
There
will
you go,
balance out
same.
right
Have
here,
you
right now, I
have
can
you
tell
ever had Squeeze It and
Come again?
Tequila together?
Squeeze It's like the old popsicle
Yep.
things
You're
from
thinking
the
I
80s.
invented that.
You're thinking of Mondo's.
Yeah.
What?
Well, Mondo's for rich people.
Where do you even
Yeah.
get those anymore?
Well, you had the dark web connection, which I do. Yeah, grape Squeeze
He
It.
uses his dark web connections for Squeeze It.
Squeeze It.
Hey,
So
at
I
least you're
know.
using it for that. That's good.
So I know you guys are having yours prepared. Let me pull out my ingredients
Okay.
for my.
Beautiful.
Josh
It's one glass.
Josh brought his stuff from home, and
I brought it in a lunchbox.
That's a beautiful lunch.
that is a beautiful.
Remember the Foot brand? I don't know. What
I
it's
don't.
called.
I was just about to say, why does your lunchbox have 2
Foot
feet
brand.
on it?
Yeah, it's a surf
Is that what it's
brand.
called?
You guys wouldn't
Now, what's that?
understand.
What's
Wow.
that thing called? You just pulled out
it's
of
a
your
mortar
I
purse,
and
believe in
pestle.
Spanish it's mojacente.
and then for the
Ben?
rest, for the
Mortar and pestle?
Yeah,
okay,
that's in English. That's
I've
for
never learned
gringos.
the Spanish
yeah.
word for mortar and pestle.
Yeah.
I mean, you got it
That's
faster than I
impressive
did.
that you knew
Okay.
that, though.
Let me add a little bit of this.
Nail polish?
Well, hold on.
It's-
Can you
it's a-
describe it? Because he's put
it's a
witch's
powder.
brew. Okay, a little pink powder.
I'm nervous of anything that looks
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
edible. It's
Are you sure?
Okay, he said it's fentanyl.
it's something. It's FDA something.
Okay,
It's that bass boat pink color.
it is bass boat pink,
It's
bro.
bass boat pink.
And
We already
luckily-
went through this.
Luckily, we have the.
He's pouring
I was
Sprite
waiting for
now.
that just to explode all over the place.
Well, dude, I
don't
mean,
know
look
why.
at the foam coming up here.
So
Jo-
this drink I call Rum Tum Tugger.
Not a bad name.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's not bad.
we can name the episode that, dude.
Yeah, it's original.
I mean,
Rum Tum Tugger.
Take a look at that. Take a look at that shine.
Wow.
It is
Yeah.
beautiful, dude. It
You
looks
know,
a bit
they
like
actually-
shampoo, though.
Yeah, if you wanna, yeah,
Do you
you're
want
gonna
me
be
hold
drinking that.
Am I holding that?
Yeah, just hold it, just for looks, because
No.
I gotta bang on the table real quick for my next ingredients.
They made a. Oh my god,
Okay.
this is my life. Literally,
see.
I
Josh just
think
pulled
I'll
out
be.
Tums.
I think I will be actually making this drink every day.
I'm gonna do the trifecta
Tums
here.
in your
Yeah.
drink.
That explains the
Tums.
rum tum tugger. I get it now.
Yeah.
Rum tub. Here we go.
Oh,
Okay.
now it makes sense.
Oh, this
Now
is
Josh is using the what is it? Basil and pesto. What's it called?
basil and pesto sauce.
Mortar
Yeah,
and pestle.
yeah, because
Yeah.
we're at the Olive Garden and I'm making the sauce for the
Josh
bread.
is the first person on the planet to mush Tums into a snortable powder.
I think it's brilliant.
Now,
It is
judges,
brilliant.
I have
don't-
to admit.
judges, don't be dissuaded. These are tropical fruit flavor Tums.
Yeah.
And if I may, yeah,
Here you go.
thank you.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I have to admit, I'm thoroughly impressed already.
And then we're gonna add the rum.
Yeah, can we get some of the black coral rum?
It's tough to impress me too with making drinks, but the fact that you went just right.
Oh, I go
for
hard.
The Tums. I mean, dude, if you had an omeprazole in there and you want to crack that thing open and put
Yeah.
some omeprazole
I
in
mean,
there,
dude,
that's gonna be.
Now I chose the black coral white rum.
Okay.
It's great to sip on its own.
Yes, it is.
But it's also a good mixer because it doesn't change the color of this beautiful creation. I'm not sure the appropriate amount.
I don't know why I just got hot for.
Yeah.
I'm not
Literally,
really
I
a drink
I'm
maker.
So that whole
calm
last
and
sen-
collected, and then now that just happened.
that whole last sentence, Josh was pouring.
Oh my god!
In case you guys were wondering how that works.
Now I don't know if there's another word for delicious.
He just stirred it with the pestle.
Yeah.
But maybe our judges can.
Well,
can
okay.
create
So,
one.
so I will say this: Ben's drink. Why don't we? Josh's drink is called the Rum Tum Tugger. It's
Yeah.
got pink powder, Tums, and some of the.
What is
it
that?
says
stuff?
100% edible. I just want to show
Did you
for
get this
our
at the
judges.
adult video warehouse or something?
I got it at adamandeve.com. Okay.
It says edible luster dust,
Yeah. Sometimes it's
That's
on my
where I'm
body.
saying.
Sometimes it's in a drink.
light pink.
Yeah. Well, it's areola colors. Thank you.
Depending on the region.
Yeah.
Sure
The
enough.
country.
Yeah.
Okay, so Josh's drink is called the Rum Tum Tugger, and then Ben, what the drink that our team is making for you? What's it called that you?
Tropical storm. So
And this is a black coral rum drink.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of we have a trademark applied for it. I don't
Okay.
know if they're ever going to give it to us. I mean,
Okay.
who
Your team will
knows?
tell you.
So someone just brought that over.
Via cell phone because I don't do it anymore. We already went this. So it's actually the black coral spiced rum,
Okay.
I like it.
ginger beer, which we use Barrett's ginger beer.
Okay.
And then Lakewood.
Is that the one with the
pineapple
seal
juice.
on it?
That's Goslin's.
Oh, sorry.
That's the name in which we
We'll
do not
delete
speak.
this in
Okay,
post.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But we use Barrett's, which is
Okay.
our Bermuda ginger beer. The
I'm a
gold
big
cans.
sea animal fan. That's why I asked.
And the
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah, and the trees.
Well, can I say Josh's drink does not look drinkable?
Well, it's turned a mysterious gray.
So
color.
far,
It has turned colors.
Ben's drink
isn't
is
it?
the only one that looks delicious. So that is called the what now, Ben? Again?
Tropical storm.
Tropical Storm. And the one I'm having made is we used your dark rum
Yep.
from Black Coral Rum.
The black rum?
The black, rum.
Okay.
And it's
white
called,
spiced black.
yeah, it's called the Dirty Doctor. And it is the it's the black rum.
It's when you go in for a physical and he's like cough and then like
Both of
cough
his
some
hands are on
more.
your shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, and he's
And
behind
especially,
you.
it's especially weird when he's your dentist.
yeah.
Like, what am I?
Oh my
Now
god.
this is just Dr Pepper and black rum.
Oh yeah, that's a moneymaker.
You don't have to give the ingredients out. I mean,
Well, I just wanted people to know I'm a simple man, and this is what I enjoy. Now to bring on our first judge, I'm gonna let
if I can,
go ahead, Josh.
mine doesn't have ice, and I want that to be taken in. It has a film on
taken
top.
into consideration.
Yeah, it may need ice just to break up the film that's on top.
Yes, I'm gonna. Let's see here.
We do have
I'm-
3 different
I'm gonna
colored
bring
beverages
on,
here.
I'm gonna bring
Very
on Con and let Con introduce himself. Con, if
Yeah.
you want to come on over here, man, have a seat right here.
Now, Con is anti-tattoo.
He
Something.
clearly is afraid of needles.
Yeah.
He's clearly afraid of the gun.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Con. Restaurateur. They say he has the palate of a 9-year-old boy.
I do say that, yes. It's weird. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's.
My name is Connolly. I'm one of the owners and partners of Cobb and Pen, Rec Room, and Good Time. and Clark's Collective up in Athens, Georgia.
Wow, Good Time too? Oh no, you've seen my posts then.
I haven't. I stay off
Okay.
the reviews, and I'm not allowed to respond.
No,
Oh.
no. Good Time has great
Smart,
breakfast.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never want to be the guy responding to people's
No, I am not allowed.
comments on your
Yeah.
business page. I've learned that lesson like immediately. It was like day one of opening Steel Tie, and
You're like, done.
somebody was like, "Oh, you
You're not open yet."
Well, I didn't check your hours, and I came on a day you're closed." And of course, they write you a bad review because
the worst.
they didn't look at what day we're up, which is insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was instantly.
Yeah.
Those permissions were revoked. Day one.
I think I wrote one and never again.
Yeah, because you want to commit murder,
A
right?
little aggressive.
Of course, yeah.
You know, not like violent or profane, but
I
it's-
drove all the
tone
way
was
there,
aggressive, yes.
and you were closed. But we got 3 beverages in front of you. You don't have to close your eyes. I trust your tongue. However you want to taste them. If you just want to taste them right out of the glass, or if you want to try to pour them into shot glasses, that's up to you.
I'm not a
but
germaphobe, so I can just out of the glass if that's all right. I'm most
Yeah.
excited to try yours.
yeah, me too.
Maybe I try that last because that might wreck my
Yeah, there's
palate.
there's a lot collected on the bottom.
Yeah, it's a little settlement.
Yeah.
Little sediment. Coming
Now this is the Dirty Doctor. Con is trying first. Oh yeah, I bought a 10-pack of bamboo straws and 100 showed up.
Nice.
So I can't read.
That's a good deal.
If you want a straw to get to the bottom, to get to the
I like
sedimentary,
getting up here so I can taste it later.
yeah,
No, if you want to get to the bottom of that.
The new Doctor
Yeah.
was good. It's very, very Dr. Peppery.
Oh, okay. Well, that's 23 flavors, so that's probably been made by scientists. Let's see what the
This one tastes like actual rum drink.
Like an actual rum drink. So we hit the nail on the head. What happened?
okay.
Ton
Actual
of flavor,
rum
very
drink.
tropical.
The third one, which could be called gray water, but it's
Oh,
rum
my
tum tugger.
That's
I'm gonna
gray water. Actually, is great. Too.
Gray water's not bad.
It's not bad.
I'm just a name guy.
If you knew what gray water was, you would
What?
never drink
Yeah,
it.
you'd never drink
You would
it.
never drink it.
Now, what you're looking at is called a rheoscopic fluid. That's the shine and the sheen. And how's the flavor?
It tastes like medicine.
There is a good bit of medicine in that.
Yeah,
drink,
I don't
too.
want to taint the next judge. So if you could cover your ears and then tell us you're honest.
It's tough. It was hard, but I think that's it's the second one, the tropical.
Yeah, that's the,
Yeah, the
that's the
chocolate.
winner for you. Okay.
I'm amazed that the tum to drink didn't come.
Yeah,
through.
rum tub tugger, please.
Amazed it didn't come through
That was
on
a
that.
distant third. That was.
It's trademarked.
Distant third.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get the next judge in.
It's like Mike Tyson fighting a baby.
All right, Jordan's up next.
If y'all want to taste.
All right, so now we've got Jordan coming on. Jordan Wilcox, the owner of Jude and the Internet Studio.
Yes.
More of that coming
Hi,
next
how's it going?
in a couple weeks.
Can I put on cans or?
Oh, you're perfect. Yeah,
Okay,
put the
cool.
cans on, dude.
He doesn't have white shoes either.
Oh, he doesn't have
I
white
just want
shoes.
to
I
make
forgot
that
Jordan.
because I
Cheetah
got
print
called
shoes.
out. I'm just gonna say
That is true. Ben,
I was, and then now I look like an idiot because I got Hey Dudes on, which is like
you've
my
actually got
most,
the best shoes on.
My, these are my driving shoes.
No, they're amazing.
Nice.
Jordan, don't be deterred by what happened before you came on set. There are 3 drinks here. Now, if you want to, which one do you want to try first, just at a glance?
That's a tough one. Is there a palate cleanser I could get in here? Maybe
There's a bowl of
a
peanuts in front of
gelato,
you.
some of the seltzer, or something to kind of
I
even
mean,
out the playing field between.
Our team went out of their way to put a nice bowl of nuts out.
Yeah.
And you could munch on some of those.
I haven't touched them.
Yeah.
You could. You're welcome to.
Yeah. Actually, none of us have eaten. Actually, well, Josh's bowl of nuts is half empty, so I'm assuming that he's been.
I mean, there could be a louder thing that you could have put.
No,
here.
granola.
Granola.
Can you please bring out the granola?
Can you get the Nutri-Grain?
Yeah.
I'd like to make a mess and be inaudible, please.
Some saltine crackers, just
Great.
to extra
So
dry.
let's start with mine, Jordan, and that is the Dirty Doctor.
So I actually think I'm going to take a little bit of a different route here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try all three at once.
Okay.
Just like a kind of like a what was it called, a graveyard scenario that you did like when you went to McDonald's as a child.
Yes.
And I'll tell you which sector tastes the best.
That's a
through all
bold. That's
three.
a bold move.
I love
Cotton.
it. I love it.
It kind of seems like the most efficient way to do it.
I
and
agree.
right now, as I'm building a studio, efficiency is key.
Yes.
So I'm gonna kind of hop into all three at once.
Let's do it. Now,
Are you going to put a straw in each one and then connect them all in your mouth?
No, I'm not gonna drink Josh's. That's the trick here. That's what we're gonna do. When you got big old putts like I do, you can take all three at once.
Look at this.
I am.
Oh, you're going to want to pay to see this, dude. Look
I
at
am
this guy
so
go.
impressed. First of all, I gotta give him that. That's
All
impressive.
three at once
I will say it's probably.
on the mic.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Sorry, I have all three hands filled with rum right now, so I'm kind of trying to figure out what my next step is here. Okay, great. So I've taken all three. I will say,
Well done. Well done.
and we're back, boys. I will say, to be honest with you, I really only took a sip from the middle one,
Which
'cause
is?
it seemed the most established. What is this? The
That's
storm.
Ben's. Yes, the
tropical-
tropical storm.
the tropical-
Yes,
storm.
tropical storm. Mainly because I love a patent. I love the patent. I love the patent office. I'm hoping this will get me on good terms with them. I'm kind of in a lawsuit.
It's slightly more fun than the DMV.
I will go with that one, but also because it was the most well balanced and enjoyable to drink. And in color, I'm not a Diet Coke's big right now. I'm not a
Sure.
Diet Coke guy. This is looking a little bit more juice centric, and that's what I think of when I think of rum. So it tasted the best. It was the cleanest. I'll probably actually take the middle one off with me.
Take it off with
Just
you,
to
dude.
kind of tighten up the rest of my night. You know,
Dude,
what
we'll
I mean?
celebrate
Yeah.
Jordan,
Hey.
and Ben wins. Ben
Hey.
wins.
Great.
Oh my God. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Everybody's kidding. I feel like I need to stand up.
Now,
I'll drink this one.
the Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, I'll drink.
Huh. Well, I
Okay,
feel like,
so-
just save the best for last. Is that what you're
that's
doing?
that's exactly what
what's
we're doing.
happening
Yeah.
here?
Well, after this, I'm old now, so I have acid
Yeah.
reflux, and then
Oh,
I'll
same,
definitely
true.
need some Tums.
So Jordan did take off with the one that Ben made.
Yeah. So you're
That's
Ben's
so
drinking
good,
mine.
though, still.
Thank you so much.
okay. Well, you haven't tasted the other one.
All right, I'll do it.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Yeah,
You know
you may
how
have
to,
I
man.
have to. I have to.
You
Okay,
may want to
listen.
mix it up a little bit because
No.
You don't want to stir the medicine up?
Yeah. How's that tummy though?
All right, I'll do it. I'll
You
stir it
had
up.
Subway.
I'm not yeah.
Your palate is tainted. I just want to say.
So are my,
All right, Ben's gonna do
my
it.
Decision-making skills are as well. I eat so many Tums.
Yeah.
That this actually
You just had
is
flashback.
not so
It healed
bad.
you. I think it
I
healed your
feel
lighter,
better.
bro.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's a miracle.
Yeah. He just thought,
it.
am I on my futon? I'm not. Okay.
That's funny you say that. I slept on a futon for years.
Oh gosh. Well,
All right, so Ben wins.
Here's
This
your
is-
gray water back, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna taste it. There.
You haven't tried it?
No, never. God, no.
That's so rude. Are you serious?
The top is nice.
Nectar. Just
Yeah.
nectar.
Yeah.
Once you get past the film, I think it's like a,
So yeah,
Like any good
like the
cocktail, there
sparkle.
should be a film.
I like the sparkle. Well, I assume Wayne came in second.
Yes.
Just because mine was underrepresented, and it's not bad.
That's a fair statement. Underrepresented.
Yeah. So luckily, I prepared trophies.
Okay.
My trophy is just my charisma.
right.
So I didn't make myself a trophy.
Okay.
But I did make Wayne a trophy.
Okay.
There it is.
What does it say? Second
Yeah,
best.
if you want to pass it
That's
down.
amazing.
Yeah.
You
Second
made
best-
this?
Yeah, oh yeah, I made
You
that.
should do this for a living. You could
Well-
sell this on Etsy.
Yeah.
Okay, this the front of my trophy says second best yum rum drink. The back of it says I ate the most pickles.
I should give that to my old lady.
Yeah. But
She loves pickles. It's a thing. She loves pickles. Who doesn't
yeah,
love pickles?
yeah.
well,
Is
dude,
it
if you
dill
want
or
it-
zesty?
You still get the first place, but we'll give you
got
first and second.
She's got a half a gallon of pickle
Okay.
juice in the fridge.
Bro, here you go.
I don't know if you can see this in your periph. This is
Ben
I
is
made
being awarded with a trophy
I
right
made
now.
the best yum rum drink on FMOFM podcast.
That's yours, bro.
That is the coolest.
It's only
thing.
half a trophy because I ran out of filling it. But It could be a sconce, or what do they call it? They
Right.
put on a wall.
Bro, I'm
sconce.
putting this on the hood of my truck.
Let's go.
It's all yours.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want to thank everybody from
Please. Yeah.
From the academy.
You probably
everybody
have
from
a-
the academy for this right now. I don't
paper
really
that
know
you
how to
wanna-
listen. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Long time
God.
coming.
He's weeping. Ben's weeping.
Yeah.
You guys, this is too much. You guys.
Yeah. Just describe what you
This is
see
too
here.
much. I mean, I see
Trophy wise.
literally like. How did you think of this?
God.
That looks
mostly.
like it looks like a mako shark with just guns
It's self
holding a
modeled.
barrel under on top of each arm that says black coral.
That's you.
And this is life right here. I mean, how did you even come up with this?
It's a lot of prayer.
And a lot of prayer and a few gray water drinks, and it just kind of popped out the 3D printer.
And Josh
Yeah.
is just casually sipping his Yum
not
Tum
bad.
Tugger.
People need
It's
to
not
see this.
bad.
People need to see this. I'm
Yeah.
gonna set this right here so
Yep.
people can see that.
It should stand. Oh, thank
Oh
God.
my god.
Well, thank goodness.
We
Yeah.
have to move the get that out of the way. We can't have that crowding this thing's glory.
So good.
I'm gonna come home and my old lady is
Yep.
Dude, she can have the pickle trophy too. I mean, no offense. I
She's gonna
love
have
it.
to
What
earn
the
that.
H, dude?
Yeah, you can't just give that away. That was a handmade gift.
You're right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Keep
Dude, that
forever.
was
Thank
amazing.
you. That's awesome.
Awesome.
No, dude, thank you, Con and Jordan, for coming on too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was amazing and a huge help. I just want to ask off the record because we're not filming now. Con, how bad was that Rum Tum Tugger?
Thank you. Yeah.
It's not. It
I'll
wasn't.
try it.
I'll
Pass it
try
Take
it.
down.
some. Take some.
Yeah.
Take some.
I'll
Have
try it.
some. It'll
You're going to be
cure your-
surprised.
I mean, if you got like a hiatal hernia too, it'll probably.
Yeah. It's going to cure
helpful.
things.
You know, I've got lots of medical.
actually not bad
things
at all.
going on.
When I typed in Tums in a rum drink,
No, I'm
the search results did produce things.
No, I'm the one that when we do like gag reels on the show,
Yeah.
I'm the one always tasting this stuff because I have a
Yeah.
sensitive.
Yeah,
This isn't bad. I didn't gag at all.
It's not.
It's
not,
really not bad, dude.
Yeah.
I think it may be
It's not great.
the dust.
It's not even good.
No, I don't
just
enjoy
wouldn't
it,
say
but I'm
it's-
just saying like
It's a positive word.
It doesn't
Yes.
taste like poison.
Thank you.
No.
That means a lot.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks.
it's
I
like
think,
it's like minty milk a little
Black Coral rum is doing a lot of the heavy lifting in that drink, though.
bit. I agree.
God.
It's doing
as,
all the
as
lifting.
shown by the shark.
Yeah,
Yes.
the shark, the mako.
I mean, are you impressed that we knew that was a mako?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't model a shark. I didn't bring a shark into the studio, but I also guessed it was a mako.
You did a great
just
job.
after you said it.
You did a great job. Oh, after I said it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
That's
okay.
what I guessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna guess bottlenose, but apparently that's
Bottlenose.
yeah. Apparently they're rare, or
Super rare.
or
Super
non-existent.
Legendary, we call that.
I saw actually a pod of dolphin, more dolphin than I've ever
Were
seen
they
in my life.
raping?
More dolphin than I've ever seen in my life, right outside Palm Beach Inlet.
Really?
Like 4 days ago. There had to have been 400 of them.
That's
Oh,
so
wow.
sad.
Usually there's like
That's
5,
too many.
10. You find 12 dolphins.
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
probably
swimming
global
around.
warming.
There's an army of dolphins.
It was, yeah. You didn't, I don't, yeah.
Oh yeah, what do they call them? Just pods.
A
School.
pod.
Pod.
Yeah.
But if they get bigger, oh my gosh, we're on podcast.
I see it. There it is.
Wow.
Wow, full circle.
Wow. Full circle. As every great comedian does. They open
Yeah.
and close with the same
Yeah, I've
joke.
got to return this actually to the witch doctor that I got.
Yeah. So we're gonna end it here. We got about 15 minutes. We're gonna interview. This is for live stream.
Pay $10 for these.
We're gonna for those Tums.
Yeah.
We're gonna interview Ben. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna wrap here shortly. 3, 2, silent 1, and then we're gonna jump
Barking
into.
I'm getting in my headphones. Is anybody else hearing it?
It's the soundboard.
Yeah. Rum Tub Tugger. That's right, Kim. Thank you.
Dude, that is a great name for the episode.
It
Rum
is.
Tum Tugger, honestly,
Yeah, if you're
with
for it,
Black
but we
Coral
can
Rum.
also highlight
Black Coral Rum.
Black
yeah.
Coral Rum.
Cool. Let's do this. 3.
I've done weirder stuff.
Then a Rum Tum Tugger.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Have
if
you
really
been to
think
Tampa?
about- yeah.
Okay.
Many times.
Yeah,
Ybor?
you can get Rum
Oh,
Tub.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can get Rum Tub Tugger
The
there.
cigars are great.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 3, 2. Ben, we're here with you again. We just finished our drink test, and that was a lot of fun. I feel healed from Josh's drink. Healed from a lot of things. But I wanted to ask you, about the history of black coral rum. And one thing that you said to me on the phone earlier in the week, and seventh generation.
I'm six, but
Floridian.
there's seven of us now.
Yeah, which is, I mean,
Okay.
honestly, dude, like you are a Florida man, like you kind of what we built our show around, like folks who just get the history of Florida. How did this passion, I guess, for rum and for distillery, like, was that just always in your family? How did that come about?
No, actually, it wasn't. And everybody asked that too. It was like,
Yeah.
is your grandfather?
Sure.
No, I mean, my grandfather was a abusive drunk. I never met him, but
Yeah.
Well, so it was
so
kind
the
of
alcohol
it's kind
was
of in.
the family. Yeah.
Yeah.
But funny enough, no. I mean, my family's mostly military. I mean, my dad was leader of the SWAT team. My mom was a hospice nurse. My grandfather flew bombers. My uncle was a colonel in the Army. My sister was a combat arms instructor in the Air Force. My brother was a guidance technician on the USS America for the Navy.
Sure.
And then I was the
guy.
moonshine and
Moonshine and
surfing, like crawling in the mud.
Yeah. Tree
Kid
killer.
that didn't like follow the traditional what I was supposed to do.
Sure. Yeah.
Why do
right.
you
But-
think so, though? You just there was so much discipline like around the family, and you're like, I don't want none of that.
No, actually, I mean, I was the youngest of three. So
Sure.
Oh, nice,
when
the
when it
baby.
came time for like, those, important years where you're supposed to like do my parents had already gave up. They
Oh,
were-
hey, as
they were
a
like, we already did the work on these
Yeah.
two.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one's
he's
gonna
fine. He'll be
figure it out.
fine.
He'll
Yeah.
be fine. Like he's not really doing anything really bad, because we can't talk about that on this show.
as a baby of three, also,
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking.
yeah. They were
about.
just like, listen.
Yeah, I'll write you a chore list, but don't talk to me. Was my parents? Yeah.
It was a little different, but
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They, there was a little bit of like, what's going to happen is going to happen.
Sure,
Yeah.
kind of. But obviously, my parents were together until the day my dad passed. So we're a very tight knit family. I'm not trying to give the idea that we were
No, for sure.
let
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the wind, but
Yeah.
it was still like, we're not going to go into the Army or the Marines, whatever, and just figure it out.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Of course.
But I've had one or two or three jobs since I was 14 years old. I started working at a nursery
Wow.
when I was 14. Learning how to graft fruit trees. There was an old guy, his name was Bob, and old Bob made fruit trees.
That's so cool.
And so we used to take lime trees and then start grafting like a carambola, which is star fruit, and then like a
I do
lemon
like
and an
star fruit.
orange and a grapefruit, and so he would make fruit trees and sell them in the acreage.
That's so
which
cool.
is like Royal Palm Beach, Loxahatchee, the
The
acreage.
first GMO, I guess, apparently.
Actually, I never thought about that. That's insane. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I'm not against them.
So that was kind of my first job. So realistically, the booze started out because when you're a kid in Loxahatchee, things
Yeah.
grow everywhere, right? Of course. So you can find everything that you
Well,
would
Loxahatchee
want.
means,
The grow house.
I'm waiting.
but I thought you would know.
I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you.
The grow house
Yes.
is what Wayne said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that's true.
Thank you, Josh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff grows, and you
But
thought
they didn't really have houses back then, though.
well, the
It's
grow
more
spot.
the metaphorical.
spot.
The grow spot. Sorry.
Correct.
My First Nation is not my strongest suit.
Yeah, Loxahatchee.
Ancient languages isn't my.
Yeah,
I mean, my grasp on English is tenuous at best.
Same.
So I mean,
Same.
we're in the same boat
Thank
here.
you, sir.
So, but essentially, making the booze came out of necessity. You're 16 years old.
What are you gonna do?
No one's gonna buy you booze. I mean, they would. I mean, you stand out in front of a gas station for long enough, and you'd
Yeah.
find the guy that pulls up with the sparkly boat and the Marlboro jacket.
Yeah, I know him.
Named Jack.
Oh, Jack will buy it.
And Jack
He
will buy you
it.
booze.
His
Yeah.
tag says
There's almost
UB6.
1,000%. Jack will keep the change. Jack,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the booze, it came out of we couldn't. Nobody would buy us booze,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And truth be told, I took my mom's pressure cooker.
Okay.
She knows now, but
Oh.
she was unaware at the time because it was my dad. My dad was a Gemini. He was May 21st. I'm 24th.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he was been my best friend forever and ever and ever, which is very rare that you actually have like,
Sure.
even through like your worst times when you're like a teenager and you're just
Same.
you're a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
a dick. You know,
Yeah.
it's just part of the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was a cop and he was strict enough
Wow.
in what he was doing that he was still like lenient enough that when he'd come home, the cop side would stop,
Oh,
which
that's
was
nice.
very it takes a big man to be able to do that.
Sure,
You know what I
sure.
mean? And not bring that home, because there's a lot of stuff that happens when you're a leader of the SWAT team for
Well,
25
death,
years.
probably
You get
seeing death.
a lot
It's
of
a
that,
big-
right?
Yeah.
But
big
people
part
bring
of
that
that.
home with them.
Yeah,
Right,
of course.
And he never did that, and that kind of just goes to show his mental strength.
Sure.
That's why I
That's
said
cool.
we're driving down the road. He never.
You're right,
he
right.
just-
Yeah, he
he
didn't
just
flinch.
tapped
Yeah.
his cigarette and was
He's
like,
seen worse stuff.
"Well, we're gonna die or we're not." You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that was it.
Yeah.
But I took my mom's pressure cooker and I went to Ace Hardware. Remember when there were hardware
I'm a
stores?
big
Oh,
Ace
yeah.
Do you
hardware
remember
fan.
those?
Yeah.
There's Ace is a place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do remember that.
John
Yeah.
You
Madden.
could buy puppies.
Was that
and
John Madden?
I'm sure.
I don't know
it
who
was.
did Aces.
You're in field goal range. You're in field goal.
No,
range.
that was
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
John.
unlocking
Madden.
a memory, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when
Remember
I used to
Scott's?
watch commercials on the TV. Now I
Scott's?
just watch them on YouTube.
Scott's was the
Scotty's.
Home Depot. Scotty's.
Yes.
Scotty's was the Home Depot before
Yeah.
Home
Yeah.
Depot. Anyway,
Yes.
Yeah.
so I went and
Only
I got
Irish
some.
worked there.
I got some copper and bent it around a dive tank. We grew up scuba diving since we were little kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent a month in the Keys every single year for mini seasons since I was born.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we've been up and down the state. So anyway, made a coil around a dive tank, put it in a 5-gallon bucket with ice, drilled the hole in it, and I'm running the still.
Yeah.
My mom was a hospice nurse, so she was gone all night.
Sure.
And then my dad was midnight watch commander, SWAT team, so he was on SWAT calls all the time.
Yeah.
And so he's gone,
Of course.
and I fire up the still, and I'm making whiskey, 16 years old, in the
that's
kitchen.
tricky.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
And I hear, like, we had these two big, like, wooden doors, and they always they made that one. Everybody has that one sound that you're like,
Busted.
oh shit, someone's home. You know what I mean?
100%.
Whether it's like the
Right,
stairs
right, right.
squeaking or just the sound of the car, ka-chunk, you know what I mean? The dog, neighbor's dog, something. And it was
Right.
like, and I'm like, oh God. And I thought to myself, please let it be like a serial killer. And that's the one
Yeah.
time I was like, please let it be like someone with a gun
Yeah.
or just wants our money or something.
Yeah,
And
anything
And
but
it was
parents.
it was someone with a gun.
But
It was
Well,
my
SWAT,
dad
yep.
with a MP5 and
Right.
like smoke grenades and all blacked out. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And he walks in, he's like, what the, obviously,
Yeah.
and pops me in the head. He never
course.
hit us, but literally he was like, this was kind of the time of like people making like biker crank and stuff. You know what
Sure.
I mean? So I
Yeah.
can only imagine what went on in his head.
What he thought it
when
was.
he walked in and he saw
Right.
like
A
Bill
science
Nye
experiment.
science.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Like he saw a science experiment. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Right.
please don't be
Right.
crank.
Please don't please be anything but,
Anything
right?
but crank.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
walks in and I was on like the 5th shot glass of distillation, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my God, what is it? Dad's gonna come home and shoot you in the face with a bazooka, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, just
You're
try,
home early.
try the
It's not
shot
what it
glass.
looks
yeah,
like.
you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Right? Try the shot glass. Try the shot glass. And he grabs the shot glass, and I remember his face clear as day. Still to this, when I close my eyes, I could picture him standing.
Really?
And he's like, "Oh, son of a, oh my God!"
Yeah.
And he smells it, and he goes, "It smells like cornflakes." And I go, "Yeah, that's white corn sour mash whiskey. Remember the white corn
Oh my
that I
goodness.
wanted from Publix?"
Yeah.
And he's like,
What? This
Oh
is
my
why you wanted
God.
that corn?
That was for booze?
That was he thought it was a weird, because I was just like, oh, I just wanted to try white corn.
weird
We
salsa.
always eat
Yeah.
yellow corn. Can we have white? You know what I mean? And
Wow, tricky.
I got my parents to buy it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Little did they know we were turning it
Complicit.
into hooch,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And so he smells it and he goes, that smells like cornflakes. And he puts it down. And I go, just drink it.
Uh-oh.
Don't just try it.
Yeah.
And he goes, Ben, I swear to God. And he just,
If this is,
it's just as everybody says, like, they're not mad, it's disappointed. That's way worse.
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
was
yeah.
he was just like,
If this is liquid crank.
God, he's like, I'm a cop. I'm like, I know,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
you're the best one, And it just
Top cop.
Don't shoot top cop. Bro.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
actually on Cops like over 100 times.
oh wow.
He was on him. I'm not a
Oh
joke.
my God.
I
America's
love that so much.
America's Most Wanted, like
What?
like 15, 20 times. I still
Wow.
like when he passed, I got all of his like badges and stuff.
my
like
gosh.
I have shirts that have like all the Cops logo
Top
and
cop.
signed by the
That's
people
cool,
of that's pretty
man.
cool. So whatever, he takes a drink of it and he
Yeah.
goes, that's delicious. Get this out of the house before your mom gets home.
Wow.
No
And I
way.
go, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And so now I got this 210-degree pot
Yep.
that I will get out of the house
Right,
right
but-
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right. Because
right.
when dad tells you,
Yeah.
he would never beat you. but
there
he will
had
just look at you.
there had to have been a little bit of like just pride though, because like your dad kind of tasted it and goes, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah, well,
right?
that's,
Like the relief. Is there relief there at that point of?
Now you
he
just
didn't
reached for a
express
drink.
that.
I don't know if you meant to, but the Rum Tum Tugger
It's
is
still there.
it's over there.
It will continue to be there.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I mean, when this one's gone, I'll give it a shot. I'm not gonna
And
lie.
by this one, he means mine. The
Yeah.
dirty doctor.
Dirty
Yeah. Well,
Doctor.
somebody stole the tropical storm, so I mean,
Yeah.
this was technically second place.
True. That is true. A strong second.
Well, you got the
Strong.
trophy, and I just want to highlight Ben's probably being humble and not explaining the science here, but there's a risk in distilling your own liquor because you can go blind.
Propofol and methanol poisoning. Yeah.
Yeah, so you had to know what you were doing,
Well, you just figured it out.
not to drink that one.
Yeah. I mean, essentially the spectrum of, the temperature difference between like room temperature to your first 4 shots of alcohol to the heads to the main run to the tails. It's you. I mean, not for nothing. We could put a still right here, and you start filling up these little glasses.
Yeah.
And depending on how much volume you're expecting to come out of the still, will give you a really clear idea of what to drink and what not to drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if these were all shot glasses, you'd take the if there was 30, you'd take the middle, like 15. It depends on what kind of still you're running, obviously.
Yeah, 'cause
but you
the-
take this, and this would be your main run.
The two ends aren't good for the body.
No, that the ends. The last part of it just tastes oily. It tastes really, really heavy in flavors of whatever the fermentation is. And the beginning is, it's poison. You could run a car on it.
Go blind. Josh
Yeah.
said.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
If you ingest enough of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it would take you.
Yeah. During Prohibition, there
good
was
deal.
A lot of blind
a
folks.
lot of blindness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
went
that
around.
was bathtub gym,
Yeah.
right? And that was not necessarily because people were poor at their craft of distilling, but more people were
Thirsty.
putting like formaldehyde
Sure.
and radiator fluid.
Oh, that's not
You
good.
know what I mean? Like
Similar,
all kinds
similar
of
to
stuff.
Josh's drink. You're saying.
Well, maybe in color and consistency.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
but
you're-
there's a science.
Minus the sediment. Yeah.
Yeah, the sediment.
What's
yeah.
the time frame like between your dad discovering it, tasting it, and then essentially you guys going into business together?
That was so 2011. So every year for Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'd bring bottles home,
Okay.
cool?
like forever.
Yeah.
Like from 16 to just forever.
Wow,
till
everybody
now,
knew what
till-
you were getting them. So white
yeah.
elephant or
Yeah.
any type of Christmas, they're like,
Oh yeah, no. Here's another bottle. So
Yeah.
it's funny that you say, "Well, was your dad proud of, that distillate actually being good?" Well, that's quickly eclipsed by every year I'd bring home a bottle, and he was just brutal.
Oh,
Right? You know how
really?
kids are brutal,
Right, sure.
Like they're just like, and then you're like, "Oh, fine, you just cut me to my soul." You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
Like he would tell you too. Like I'd bring a bottle home, and he'd be like, "This is the worst thing
no.
I've ever had in my life." And I'm like, all right, batch 489.
Yeah.
No, you know what I
dump
it.
mean? Dad's not a fan of that.
Cross it off.
Yeah, dump it
But
in
I
the
would
woods.
I would make change. Yeah. No, he'd dump it in front of me. I'm like, I was gonna drink it. He was like, I think you will die if you try
Yeah.
this. I'm like,
jeez.
okay. And then so I would change things up and then
Sure.
start making different booze, different, fermentations, distillation practices, different aging processes, different flavorings,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the way we make it now is still the same as I was making it then, which is
pressure
real,
cooker.
real ingredients, pressure cooker in Mom's kitchen, but like real ingredients steeped in the product.
Sure.
You know, it's very different than the big stuff. So I would bring home bottles, and we were sitting out back on Thanksgiving on the house in the acreage on 77th. And it was just he and I sitting there, and we had this bottle of what is now our spiced rum.
That's awesome.
And he tried it, and he had just retired from the sheriff's department after like 36 years.
Yeah, that's
a good pension.
Ridiculous, right?
That's
Like,
crazy.
ridiculous. And he was a member of the NAM Knights, so he was a president in motorcycle club. So it's like a veterans and law enforcement motorcycle club and stuff. Which sounded more boring to me because I was like, you guys are like ride the motorcycles, but I don't
Yeah.
think you guys do any of the other fun stuff that the other biker clubs do. You know
Right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
You're not
Yeah.
fighting people. Right?
Where's the other part of this? You know,
Yeah.
like,
They would be the worst biker group to fight, ex-cops.
because you're all going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna
got
beat
buddies.
you up.
Yeah.
They're gonna beat you up lawfully,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, yeah.
take you to jail.
Right, yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
That does not sound.
That's offensive.
Yeah.
It's not the vibe, as the kids say. Yeah. It sounds terrible.
I do say that.
You do. You do.
I was to say that. Yeah.
So I bring home a bottle. He tries it, and he goes, "Damn, this is really good." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay.
Are you messing with you? Because
Yeah.
you never know,
Right,
You
right,
never
right.
know. 50-50, and he'd smack you with the bottle and throw it in the garbage.
Yeah,
And
right.
you're like, oh god. And he was like, "No, this is really good." And I'm a general contractor as well, and I was doing marine construction at the time. I had given up. I was doing real estate before, and then I started building docks and seawalls, right? And he says, "Let's start a distillery." And I'm like, "You're
boy,
you're out of your mind."
Yeah,
you know what I
sure.
mean? So literally, we found a couple bays on 13th and Avenue P in Riviera Beach.
Okay.
And it was like 4 bays together, and I thought, this is cheap. Like,
This could work.
is there a reason that these are so? It was an industrial place. Like nobody.
Yeah.
It's just storage of stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean, you're keeping pallets and locking the gate and leaving.
Yeah.
So we found it, and then so for $30,000, we had $30,000 was the initial investment. Think about that. $30,000
Right.
was the initial invest. I look at that now,
To get this
Yeah.
up
and I'm
running.
like, how stupid were we to go? Oh, we're gonna build
Yeah.
like the fastest growing Florida craft brand
And
for 30.
compete
You are
with the
out of
big
your
boys.
mind,
Right, right.
But we were like so gung ho.
Wow.
Right. So my brother had taught me to weld when I was like 13.
Of course.
And so I went and bought on Craigslist a TIG welder,
yeah.
and I had an arc welder already. I had a couple MIG welders, a couple Hobarts, a couple Millers, and I bought a big Lincoln, right? A big nasty TIG welder. I was like, yes. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
now
I got a
I'm a
big
man.
250 DX. I was like, yeah, I got a real man's welder. And then we went out and we bought flat sheets of stainless and flat sheets of copper.
Okay, you just
And-
got to build your own.
And we built, we built it.
Wow.
So we built,
Okay. So with the 30 grand, you're like, I'm just build my own.
yeah, we built our own.
Wow.
That's
So
so
we built
incredible.
we built a 500-gallon still, which still exists to this day. Like
Unreal.
it's 500 gallons. It was 16 foot tall.
Cool.
We built it as just with a whiskey head at first, and then I layered it with brick, and then I built an exhaust system. I have to tell you though, I am amazed that thing never exploded.
That's the big risk, right?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't steam powered. Most of these are steam powered, right? So they steam will heat it up, and you have
yeah.
a jacket with insulation. No,
What was yours powered by?
no, natural gas.
Oh, well, that's not a good.
Yeah.
That's a pickle.
Yeah,
So far, the two biggest risks in your industry is blindness and explosions.
But yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
A death.
Yeah, and death.
Yeah.
But so you guys go into business.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I thought about that.
For, for 30K,
Okay.
you go, we're going to, disrupt the big boys
Yeah.
that have been around hundreds of years.
Yeah, they didn't even notice
Oh, yeah.
for years
Yeah,
until I
just
got,
quietly.
until I got. And there's some parts I did have to sign a settlement with. I probably shouldn't even say what company, but there was a company
Yeah.
that tried to sue
You can
us,
rhyme it.
and I have to like super edit. No, I cannot rhyme it. I'm not doing that. There's
Yeah,
no
okay.
way you're not gonna know who it is.
Yeah.
There's zero chance.
Can you hand me my drink? This conversation is getting so good.
I'll pass it down.
Yeah,
here.
and
You
I
sing,
just see the good stuff settling at the bottom.
So yeah, the good stuff. You gotta steer it up. So they had, and I'll make this quick because this is not part of like really any story, but just to give you an idea, like what happens.
Yeah.
Right. So we started kind of taking bottle spacings, like shelf spacing, right? So we had gotten like Publix, ABC, Total Wine, and then they
There we
noticed.
go. Yeah.
So that's whenever the other players who
Yeah.
have been in the game for a bit said,
Yeah.
who are these guys?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bottle boys come in and they go, "What? I had some more space here. Where am I going
Yeah.
to put these bottles?"
And they noticed that we had a rum on the shelf,
Uh-oh.
and they had a rum as well.
Yeah.
And they thought that our design was too similar to theirs, which it couldn't
Okay.
be farther. It couldn't be farther.
Yeah.
It's we'll talk about this off air, but it could not be farther.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they had their big shot lawyer in New York, Fifth Avenue in New York, start sending me cease and desist, and I was like,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care. And so they just kept at it.
He
for
just
like
did
8
I
months.
wipe my butt with it motion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
No,
just want to
literally
say
we
that
did.
for our audio listeners.
And so she would call over and over
Yeah.
and over again, and she's like, "This is the last time we're calling," and I'm like,
Sure.
"Great, you're getting the hint."
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
we're
don't
not-
care.
We're not
Right.
listening.
And so like our business we had donated $1 for every single bottle that we made to local veterans organizations.
Oh,
and I'm like, okay, so hold on. You're calling me from $1 billion brand,
Yep.
and you're trying to tell me that I have to pay to change my label because you don't like it, but no, even your own patent attorneys say it's not really enforceable. They're just messing with you.
Of course.
I'm not changing it.
Nope.
I don't care how many emails you send my dad.
Yeah.
Because I don't have an email.
I'm not. I don't like that part. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I don't care. I don't
Right.
care.
Cool.
And so she would send me stuff, and I would send her things back.
Well,
And just
okay.
you could kind of have.
You can say nudes here. You can say nudes.
Yeah.
If that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's saying nudes.
Yeah.
And she wasn't.
She thought it was
receptive.
very unprofessional, and I
Okay.
said,
Yeah.
"I am not a professional.
Yeah. No,
What do you expect? You're calling literally like some Loxahatchee redneck that is making their own booze.
Right.
Since you were a kid, you expect me to act professional as you're sending me cease and desist. This is not happening.
Right.
No.
And I'm not paying to rebrand my product because you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
How long did this fight go on?
Like a year and a half.
Well,
And so eventually this company actually paid us
Oh, really?
to. It's funny the way things work.
Huh.
Remember how I said that you just don't care
Yeah.
anymore?
If you don't care
didn't care
long enough,
I
it'll
just
work
didn't
out.
care. And so eventually they cared
Yeah.
that
so you
much.
were taking their market share, so they go, "We'll pay you to change."
Yes.
Wow.
And so we made a couple very small changes. Most people never noticed.
Yeah.
And we went on with business.
Because the name is the same.
The name's the same.
Yeah.
how long have you been in business from the time that you launched with your father till now?
2011.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so what would you say, man? Like now, like we love your stuff, and you are a Florida brand, like born and raised. Like you are like Florida as pure as possible. Do you have plans to kind of expand? Like, what are you looking to do? At this
Yeah.
point?
No, I mean, yeah, we'd love to hit other states.
Yeah.
We just actually got Coast Guard placement in the United States and Puerto Rico. So, like, we're international.
I'm not
Come
even
on.
sure.
I can say that. That's the first time I ever
That's
even
so
thought
sick,
about
dude.
that.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never even thought about that
Yeah.
before. But like, I mean, Puerto Rico, there's a couple bases, Coast Guard stations, and they're picking up the product. So I mean, that's
sick,
That's
dude.
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so,
So-
cool.
So the
But right now it's just Florida,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we rely on other small businesses to support Florida brands. I mean,
Right.
there's a reason that we use Lakewood.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Could use whatever.
Yeah.
We use California. We don't. We try to use Florida products in everything that we do.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that goes together, which actually stinks sometimes because you get into some of these bigger accounts and you walk in and you're trying to get them to support, and I mean accounts that are like 2 miles from us.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm
Right,
like,
right.
hey, you got space there for a local
Yeah.
bottle, and they're like,
You
yeah,
got
no.
shelving. Oh, well.
We carry all Diageo products. Which,
Sure.
okay, I get that, but
Why not?
I go to not for nothing. I'll go to these restaurants and I'll spend thousands of dollars over a year or two.
yeah.
And you're telling me that you don't have $20 to
Yeah.
support another local business?
That's right here in your neighborhood.
It's just kind of rude.
It's
you know
hurtful.
what I mean? The reason that we are who we are is because our fans and our customers actually care to support family businesses.
Sure.
And that was another thing. When they had tried to sue us, and I told them, I said, look, here's what I'm going to do.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go to the Palm Beach Post, the Sun Sentinel,
Oh,
the
gosh.
Gazette, Fox 29,
Yeah.
Channel 12, CBS,
Right.
ABC. I mean, the shiny sheet in Palm Beach, the Orange Gazette, the Flyer, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell them how billion-dollar brands waving around their money
Hate veterans.
are trying to destroy small family businesses
Wow.
that give back to their local community. So we'll see
Yep.
who wins out
didn't
of
like
this.
that
And they were
message.
like, we'll call you back. I go, I hope just die. I don't
Yeah,
care.
Yeah.
Also,
then
check your email. There's a nude in there.
Yeah.
They were scans of 70s retro
Come on.
I know what I would
it was
do,
awful.
and so I
So bad.
assumed
So
Yeah.
bad.
since we're cut from a similar cloth here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, man,
Masculine
It was
men.
bad. Now that I look back on it, I was like, oh my god, it felt so bad.
I love it.
Yeah.
But dude, honestly, man, like we love what you guys are doing. We love the brand that you've built.
I'm a big rum boy,
Mm-hmm.
just because I'm a big sugarcane fan.
Yep.
And so I think that's why I prefer it. Because sometimes I just take a big piece of sugarcane and suck on it.
We actually have a guy that brings us sugarcane, and we have a brand new menu that we're rolling out at Steel Tie. Actually, I got a amazing mixologist named Rob Husted. The guy I've known him for 18, 19, 20
Yeah.
years. We were lucky enough when we first started to have a very dear friend of ours named John Moore. And John Moore worked at the Saint Hotel in Key West, worked on Snuba, Key West cocktail adventures, which shout out, those guys are amazing.
Yeah.
You ever go down to Key West, look up the Key West cocktail
Cool. I'm a big
cruise.
fan.
I mean, you get on the boat and you go cocktail cruising.
Yeah,
how
they
do
don't. They have the rum tub.
and-
Tugger.
No,
on
they
there?
don't have the
Not yet.
rum
Okay.
Tugger.
Well, so they got some work to do. A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, they got to step their game up. Huh?
Yeah.
I'll let them know as soon as
Yeah, please.
I talked to him right before we walked in here, so I'm sure I'll be sure to let him know. But Rob is working with us. So actually, it's funny you have these sugarcane.
I bought them.
They could be
purposely.
bamboo. They could be sugar.
Yeah, well, the bamboo ones were 2 to 3 day shipping, and or the sugarcane ones were 2 to 3 day shipping, and I needed something.
Yeah, but we're taking actual pieces of sugarcane,
Cool.
and then we have a press that I built. It's just 4 razor blades, but big chunky razor blades are actual pieces of steel that we sharpened, and you press it through, and it actually cuts them all into actual rectangles. So you pull them through,
sick.
and then you chop them, and then you put them in your drink. Just like this, so now you got a
Dope.
drink and you can take them and chew on them.
Yes,
So-
please.
So we
Sick,
do it for
man.
we're doing it for the tour. So when people come on the tour of the distillery,
that's
they make a
cool.
drink. And now you got something to chew on.
Dude,
That's cool.
I love it, man. So just to our listeners, man, here at the end, we want to kind of roll the red carpet out for you. Like, how can we find your stuff? How can our listeners find if they want to order online, if they want to find it locally? Like, what's that process like?
Locally, so I think we have every Publix liquor store in the state.
Okay.
I think there may
That's
be like
awesome.
10 that don't have it in the whole state.
Big Publix fans.
Well, those 10 are probably closing soon because of that.
Right?
Yeah.
None of the loser Publixes.
Yeah. Okay, you guys get with the program. That's so funny. Partly true.
It is true.
Probably
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Probably true. And then almost every Total Wine, I think there's only a couple that we don't have. We're Spirits Direct with them now. ABC, I think we're in almost every single ABC in the state.
Yep.
A lot of the Star Liquors locations,
Okay.
which are like the mom and pop ones, which is actually, and this is why I say like when people support the smaller businesses, we do the same from the get go, right? We got into one of their accounts. Just one Star Liquors.
Yeah.
And then we kept doing tastings every Thursday and Friday and Saturday.
Cool.
And we'd sell every bottle they bought. They buy like 5 cases. We go in there and I wouldn't leave for 7 hours until I sold every single bottle. And they were like, okay, you guys aren't messing around.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
okay, keep the bottle in stock. And so they did. And then they told their friends, and then their friends and their cousins, and then everybody, all of a sudden, all the Star Liquors locations had it because we were selling it for them.
That's cool.
And then
Yeah.
the bigger guys caught on and they saw that we do what we tell people we're going to do.
Sure.
Like we can't overpromise because we're so small. I mean, we're, 2 guys.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got these titans of the industry that, they got $20 billion in their bank account. They smack a new label on something and they got a new brand. We didn't build our business and our brand that way. We built it with, a decade plus of like
That's cool.
hustling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
awesome,
when we
man.
talk about the other small guys, I mean, we got so much respect for every small brewery and distillery in the state of Florida because we know how tough it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we may be $3 more on the shelf than mass produced stuff,
Yeah.
but our customers will pay the $3 because they know
100%.
it's not only a better quality, but you're supporting small Florida family businesses.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
no-brainer.
sick, dude.
For me, it's a no-brainer. I'll spend $10 more on something
No,
that if I
100%.
know who it's supporting.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
there's no question. I don't shop Amazon. And like not harping on people that shop Amazon, but there's a reason that like Ace Hardwares don't exist.
Sure.
Like remember you said you walk in and the guy's 13 years old working at because they don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
You could walk in somewhere and go, hey, I need a 5/8 bit. And they go,
Yeah.
there's nails over in this aisle. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Those
Yeah.
places don't exist because people are buying from online direct.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That's kind of been ingrained into my, ethos.
I
You know what
admit it.
mean?
I killed Ace Hardware.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I killed Ace Hardware.
Why?
I do like them, and I like that like an old carpenter
Yeah.
is like the only employee.
The guy had a tape measure on his
yeah.
suspenders.
I
That's
know.
the guy you want.
He also Josh also killed Radio Shack. So
Yeah.
All they
just
have
did-
is cell phone cases now. The place is trash.
Yeah,
know.
thank you.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
The day they stopped carrying resistors and capacitors
Preach.
for people to repair VCRs and stuff,
Yeah.
like repair your own electronics at
Can't
home.
do it anymore.
You walk in there and
They
you go,
ruined it for
"Hey, I need a
everybody.
2 ohm capacitor," and they're gonna go,
You need a dongle.
"iPhone chargers." You're like,
Get
"Oh
'em.
my god,
that's all they
Yeah.
facepalm, I'm leaving."
got.
Yeah.
It's a
Now it's just a world of dongles. White guys and dongles.
Yep. That was going to be the name of our podcast, actually. And then we decided.
Yeah.
No, dude, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you. We love your brand and all that you're doing. And then just really quick, online, if they want to order your product online, how can they find that?
our website actually, steeltiespirits.com. Steel like metal, STEEL, tie, TIE. That's a necktie. I could tell you that story, but I'll probably leave it on the website because that's like an hour.
Okay.
Literally,
Yeah.
that whole story is.
And it
I mean,
gets-
our family has been in here 1868. Actually laid some of the railroad track. Little
Oh,
snippet.
wow.
Actually, the rail laid by my dad's great uncle Elias Markham. We pulled out of the ground literally 100 years later, and my dad and I used it as an anvil
Oh my gosh.
to build our still
Some of the best
in the
anvils.
distillery. And that's true.
So
Hand to God,
crazy.
true story.
Wow.
We literally used it. I welded it to our build table, and we used it to form the columns
That's
that
incredible.
we have made
Is
out
it
of copper.
framed now? That piece of
No, it's still welded to my
Okay, well,
build
I
table.
mean, maybe it could be used.
I
Better.
still use it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
well,
there you
maybe
go.
not.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
it's a tool for now,
Sorry.
just like me. I mean, this is what
We
we do.
ended there, actually.
Yeah.
it's a tool for just like me.
Yeah.
So good, man.
That's
Dude, thank you for
unreal.
coming
Thank
on,
you.
bro. It's
Yeah.
so good, man.